And you have some interesting reporting, not only about how Kushner has viewed the presidency and the pandemic, but about how others have viewed Kushner's work. Tell us what Dr. Fauci and some of the other medical and scientific experts in our government make of the young son in law.
Well, I described meetings in the Oval Office where Fauci, the leading expert on infectious diseases in this country and in the government, uh, and whenever he would challenge the president, Kushner and some others in the room were, they'd stiffen. You can't talk to the president like that. Very defensive, erected a wall around the president. And I report that Fauci felt very much that the president had really a negative attention span, and that the only thing the president was interested in was his reelection.
Yeah. Bob, you quote in the book Jared Kushner as saying that, and I quote, that the most dangerous people around the president are the overconfident idiots. You write that that's a reference to Defense Secretary Mattis, to Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, and to the economic advisor Gary Cohn. Jared was on the Today Show this morning and accused you of mischaracterizing his comment, saying he was not referring to those three individuals. He even said that he had an audio recording of the conversation just like you did, in what seemed to possibly be some sort of threat to release the audio. I just want to give you a chance to explain what it is that Jared Kushner said
See
and
that
who he intended to refer to.
if you look at Jared Kushner's quote, he said, "Well, there were people in the campaign," and then suggests that he was referring to these overconfident idiots in the campaign. In the transcript, it's clear he's talking about the administration. The administration is not the campaign. And the key people that Trump told me, like General Mattis, who was Secretary of Defense, I asked President Trump about him, and he dismissed Mattis as nothing more than a PR guy. Tillerson, the Secretary of State, he said he was dumb as a rock. Uh, it, it, it is kind of this whole idea of you can take facts and kind of turn them and suggest. And I'm quite interested in when Jared says he has tapes. I have tapes. I taped him with his permission. I suspect that he was taping me. He did not extend the courtesy to me that he was taping the conversation. Uh, that's fine. And I report accurately what he said in the book. And there are some much more important quotes from him, quite frankly. Uh, he says that
Yeah.
Trump executed a hostile takeover of the Republican Party, that the platforms are written by people who are extremists, and it is a disparagement of the Republican Party. I wonder, Trump has lots of support in the Republican Party. If do they look at Trump as a hostile takeover? Certainly, he's different, but is it hostile? Um, so anyway,
Yeah.
we will be dealing more and in depth with what Jared Kushner had to say.